So, strawberries are in season, so I thought, hey, while we're up camping, let's do some baking in our Dutch oven. Coming up. Hi, I'm Holly with Let's Go Now Adventures, and thanks for joining me up in the mountains today. So I thought it would be fun to do Dutch oven. I love to Dutch oven when we're camping. So this is a Dutch oven strawberry cake. So one thing I've done is I've gone ahead and I've taken all the dry ingredients, the flour, the sugar, and the baking powder, and I've gone ahead and mixed them and got them all ready. You know, one thing when you're going to be up in the mountains camping and baking, sometimes just to do a couple of the steps beforehand, I got them all mixed when I was home, just makes it that much easier. So to start out, we've got our ingredients. We've got some strawberries, some eggs, a little bit of butter, a little bit of sour cream, and some vanilla. Oh, and don't forget the Dutch oven. So here we go. This is how you put it together. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble our cake. So just in a mixing bowl, let's go ahead and get all the wet ingredients together. So we're going to use a stick of butter. Okay. And now we're going to use our 2 eggs. Okay, now we're going to use a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Okay, now a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, we're going to get that all mixed up good. Okay, now we are going to slowly add our dry ingredients. Now, our dry ingredients are, let's see, we've got 1 1/4 cups of sugar. We've got 1 1/3 cups of flour, and then 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder. So once again, I've got them all mixed together. Let's go ahead and add our dry ingredients. Mixing as you go. I think the key is getting this all mixed really well together. Now, last but not least, we're going to add, of course, the main ingredients, our strawberries. Now, I've gone ahead and I've already got them pre-cut and ready to go in. So, we're just going to fold our strawberries in. So, nice and easy. Let's fold those into the batter. It's looking delicious. Okay, I think we're ready to go ahead and put it in the pan. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Dutch oven cooking. You know, it varies so much because there's different Dutch ovens and there's different ways to cook it in your Dutch oven. So let's talk a little bit about those ways. First of all, let me tell you the formula for cooking in a Dutch oven to get it up to 350 degrees. Now, obviously, if you're home, you'd flip your oven onto 350 and pop it in the oven. For 350 degrees here, what we're going to do is we're going to take the size of our Dutch oven. Now, our Dutch oven is 12 inches. So we're going to take the 12 inches of our Dutch oven, times it by 2, which gets us to 24. And that's the amount of coals that you'll want to use to get to 350. So then you'll take 2/3 of that 24, and that will be the amount of coals that you'll want to put on top. So 2/3 of the 24 would be 16 coals that we'll place on top of the Dutch oven. Then we'll take the other third, which is the 8, and those will go underneath the Dutch oven. Now, this is probably going to take a couple rounds of coals, so you may want to have another set of coals getting ready so as this bakes, you can switch it out halfway through. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take our Dutch oven and we're actually going to preheat it. So we're going to put it on the coals for about 10 to 15 minutes and get it all nice and warm. Just like you would do in an oven. We're going to get the Dutch oven nice and warm so when we put it in, then we can actually start the amount of time that it's going to take.
Ready to light the charcoal. So I've got 24 charcoal laid out right here on the grill. I just like to prep them here. This is where I'm going to do the second round because I'm anticipating that I'm going to need 2 rounds of charcoal to bake this cake that Holly's made. So normally I would start my coals with a chimney. It's much more efficient and I don't have to use the lighter fluid to do it. But since we're up here, I forgot the chimney at home. I'm going to be using lighter fluid. We'll be doing it the old-fashioned way. But before I do, we're going to actually be doing our Dutch oven baking in this galvanized steel bucket. I picked this up at Home Depot. It's just a galvanized steel bucket because a lot of times you can't have an open fire. There won't be a fire pit where you're camping. And we don't want to leave a burn scar on the ground, especially when we're boondocking. So here we go. We'll get started. We'll put some lighter fluid on that. Now we're going to let the coals go until they're hot. The way you know that they're hot is they're going to be mostly white. And then what we'll do is we'll transfer the hot coals into the bottom of this galvanized steel pan. So we'll put the 8 down there, and then we'll put the Dutch oven in. We'll put the other 16 on top, and then we'll just let the Dutch oven heat for about 10 minutes, and then we'll actually put the cake in. And maybe an hour later or so, 40 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there. Use your best judgment. You'll have to check it. We'll have a delicious strawberry cake.
Okay, so let's talk real quick about cooking times. There's so many different variables, so I'm just going to name a few to kind of help you get the cooking time right for you. Now, obviously you can pour this cake batter right into the Dutch oven. That's going to be less time than what we're doing. We're actually setting ours up on the cooling rack, which is sitting up off the bottom of the Dutch oven, so we're going to add some time. Also, you'd add time if your Dutch oven was maybe bigger than a 12-inch. Also, the size of the pan that you're cooking it in varies. Even if you're using larger strawberries, that's going to change the cooking time. We're at 8,000 feet, so I am definitely going to add a little bit of extra time. I think the best thing is to test your cake after about 40-45 minutes. Use the toothpick test. Dump it in, as it should pull out dry. Even though this kind of has a custardy-like middle, that toothpick should come out dry. You don't want to test it too often because that will let the heat escape. But after about 45 minutes, do the test and then maybe give it another 15.
It's been an hour and 15 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh yes, that's perfect.
Okay, can I just tell you, the whole time we were baking this, it smelled so delicious. And now that it's out, it looks wonderful, and I can't wait to try it. So let's see how it tastes. Okay, so let's cut into this. Dish it up, and then we'll get some added strawberries on it. Ooh, I think it's exactly how it's supposed to be, if you can see that. Let's get another piece dished out. And there you have it, strawberry cake. It looks like it's just moist inside, crispy on the outside and moist in the inside. Okay, that is fantastic. I can't wait for you to try it. From Let's Go Now Adventures, we'll see you on the next adventure.